This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, hey, this is Tim Turner, Torrid Technologies, and I was talking with one of our customers here. John, you there?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, well, I was helping him with his data and whatnot, and he got to saying some good things. So I thought we'd prepare a little video and talk about how he's used the program. John, how long have you used our software?
I believe I purchased it in 2010, so about 8 years.
Mm-hmm. So tell me a little bit about why you use the program and what RetirementView is doing for you.
Well, at that point in time, back about 8 years ago, my wife and I really wanted to have a pretty good idea of, where we stood financially and how long our money would take us before our end of life. And really, pretty much, we were winging it, not really knowing how long our money would take us. So we wanted to find something or some sort of financial type assistance. And so we considered, of course, going to a financial expert. But when I got onto the internet, I happened to find your program. And of
Yeah,
course, I tried samples and I really liked it. And once I got all my data into it, I just felt that it was an absolutely wonderful tool that gave me all of the information mathematically that I needed to have. And I continue to keep using the program because I think it's the most wonderful thing I've ever come across.
that's great. Now, some people tell me, hey, I try to recommend it to a friend and they think it's going to be too hard or too complicated to use this program. Can you speak to that as far as if it, whether it's
I,
complicated or how hard it is to use?
Actually, it's very simple to use. I've also had a lot of help from the staff with your company, and you yourself personally have helped me a great deal. Once you start, like anything else you do in life, I guess, yes, there's some difficulties with a learning curve, but once you start getting going, it becomes fun. I I pretty much know what I spend on this or that. Most people should have a general idea of, what do they spend for groceries or what do they spend for a car or this or that through the course of time. And you just start plugging the data in and over the course of time. Of course, it takes a little bit of time to get everything in, but once you gives you information that you really can't do.
Hey, John, we're losing the audio. Can you stay focused on your computer?
Okay. Oh, is this a video too?
It's a video and an audio, but when you go away from your computer, I'm losing the audio
Okay.
entirely.
All right. I was trying to hear a little bit better because of course I have hearing aids
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm not hearing as well as I want to hear. But anyway, yeah, the learning curve takes a little bit of time.
yeah.
With the assistance of your staff.
Hey, John, it's the microphone. Whatever's going on with the microphone, like if you're not close enough to the microphone, we can't hear you.
Okay. How about now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Did you need me to repeat all that?
Um, yeah, just to say again, John, talk to whether the program is complicated or easy to use. Like someone's, they're thinking software. I don't know if I can do that. I'm, a certain age. I didn't grow up on computers. You know, is this thing easy enough that anybody can just, tap on their keyboard and plug in the numbers, or is it way too complicated?
No, it's really rather simple. And of course, like I said before, um, there's always. Can you hear me now, by the way?
I can, yeah, I can hear you
Okay.
well.
Your staff and you, Tim, have been a big help with the learning curve. And personally, anybody who's used a computer will find that this program is really rather simple to use. I've been able to take information, my financial information, plug it into the computer with ease, and find out that after you're all said and done with getting your information in, all you're doing is just, updating information through the course of time, year after year. And it's just a wealth of information that you end up getting from this program that I don't think you could do by yourself. I mean, you'd have to be really guessing to really figure out how long your money is going to take you to the end of life. And with this program, I found it so simple. You can plug in your inflation amounts, and it does the calculation yourself. Most people really don't think that 10,000 today, you're spending 10,000 today is going to be totally different 20 years from now with inflation. People just don't think that way, and this program does everything for you.
Okay, great. Thanks for sharing that. Now, tell me about, you mentioned that you had gone to an advisor and paid for some planning. Can you tell us about that experience? How much it cost, what was involved, and whether the end result was better than the program you see here or whatnot?
Well, actually, I personally wanted to know if this program was accurate and the information that it was giving me was accurate. So I decided to go to a professional financier, that financial planner that does this and uses these type of programs similar to yours. I paid about $2,800 for an hour session. And when we were done, she had concluded that this program was excellent. She said she uses a very similar program as this, and that the data that she got actually came out to be just about exactly the same as the data that your retirement planner gives me. And so I felt pretty good about that, knowing that the numbers that I'm getting from this program are almost exactly and identical to the financial planner, her numbers. And so I felt confident that I could use this program year after year and come out with data that is going to be darn accurate.
So how much did that plan cost you?
Again, that was $2,800 for the hour session.
Yeah.
And, she's an independent advisor. In other words, she wasn't making any money whatsoever from trying to sell me mutual funds or investments at all. This is just straightforward information. And of course, I brought my computer with me and showed her this program because that was my whole objective. What her thoughts were about this program versus hers, and the information she was going to give me, and to tell me whether this was going to be an accurate program. She concluded it was. The information came out exactly with what her information was on her program. And I felt it was well worth the $2,800 investment that I spent with her, because now I know that this program is quite accurate.
Great. So if you were sitting across the table from somebody that needed to work on their retirement, they weren't sure how long their money was going to last, they've been pretty successful, they've saved and they've invested, they may have had an advisor at one point, or maybe they still have one, but they're just not sure, they're just not comfortable, they still don't really know. What would you tell that person about either this program or your experience?
I would say for the $250 a year that you charge, it's an extremely reasonable price, so that if you're not sure if you have enough money to retire, if you plug this information into your program or their information into your program, they will get a very good handle of how long their money will take them.
Mhm.
And that's exactly why I purchased it, because it gave me a clear picture as to how long my money would last. And it's very accurate and backed up by, other financial planners that use different programs. And it proved to be accurate. This way you have a very good feeling as to whether or not you need to save more, continue to keep working, continue to keep saving, where you need to put your investment money. And there's so many different case scenarios that you can plug into this program to guide you with that information.
Okay, great. Thank you, John, for sharing your thoughts. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Tim. You've helped me out many times throughout the course of the years.